All right, what up, y'all? So, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've said this in the past few videos over the past few days, and I've gotten mixed feelings about it, which is understandable. But I'm gonna repeat it here, and I'm gonna tell you some reasoning why. I want the Panthers to destroy the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. Now, you may be asking, why are you rooting for a loss, Laf? Why do you want the Falcons to get whooped like that? Because this is the only thing that the Falcons front office understands. The Falcons front office only understands complete demolition. So, to me, if we go out there, say we beat the Panthers by 14 points, something like that. Say we go out there and whoop their ass. In Arthur Blank's mind, he could be like, "Oh, everything is fine. Raheem Morris is a great coach." Now we all know that he's not, but in Arthur Blank's non, the fact that he's not using logic, I don't know what he's using, but it's not common sense. The fact that is the way he thinks. And if it's not the way he thinks, he needs to make a move. But with what we know right now, that's the way he thinks. We need to get our ass beat on Sunday, or he's gonna think that our coaching stuff is fine. We don't need to do anything, to change our front office, change the personnel, nothing like that. Nothing has to change. The Panthers have to go out there and beat us for Arthur Blank to sit there like, oh, maybe, just maybe, we have to make a move. Maybe, just maybe, something has to change. And I'm only saying this for this one reason. We need change right now. Not next week, not next year. We need change right now. Preferably while I'm making this video. I would love if while I'm recording this video, I get an update on my phone that Raheem Morris has been fired. I would love that. But let's speak realistically here. Maybe at the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? Assuming that we beat the Panthers, but the Buccaneers beat the Saints and we missed the playoffs. And this too, I don't want the Falcons to make the playoffs at this point. We had our chance and we dropped it. If the Saints, for some odd reason or in some way, somehow they beat the Buccaneers, because obviously the Buccaneers are better than the Saints. If the Saints go out there and beat the Buccaneers and we get into the playoffs off of a technicality, we're going to lose in the first round. So what's the point? So we can say, oh, at least we made it. No, that's stupid. I'd rather not make it than go into the first round and just get our ass beat by a clearly better team. We don't deserve to be our coaching staff does not deserve to be in the playoffs. Raheem Morris does not deserve to have a playoff victory or a playoff appearance in his repertoire for this year. He doesn't deserve it. So why are we gifting him that? Why are we trying? We already lost it's already over. Now we have to have our rivals. What the Saints aren't gonna let us hear the end of that. Oh, you only got in the playoffs because we let you. Do y'all want to hear more Saints complain and act like they gifted us something? Like, are we using logic here? Think for a second. The Falcons aren't going to get past the wild card round if we make it into the playoffs. So what's the point of going in the first place? Let it go. Raheem Morris already fucked it up. I apologize for my language, but that's what it is. Raheem Morris already messed it up for us. So what are we doing all of this? Oh, maybe we can still make it. No, it's over. Let it go. Our focus should not be the playoffs right now. Our focus should be getting Raheem Morris off the team. That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So now at this point, yes, I want the Panthers to go out there and whoop us. So Arthur Blank's like, oh, we actually do have a bad head coach, and hopefully fires him. That's it. It's nothing more than that. This is clearly about getting their head coach off of this damn team. I don't care how we get there. I don't care how bad it looks to other teams. I don't care. I care about the future of the Falcons. We're not a playoff team. We don't have a playoff coach. So there's no reason why we should be in the playoffs, especially not because the Saints let us in. And if you're tired of hearing Saints fans talk now, they won't shut up. They will not shut up if they're the reason why we make it to the playoffs. So think about all these things first. I know a lot of Falcons, we don't like, I understand, you know what I'm saying, not wanting to root for a loss. I understand it completely. Trust me, I do. But there's bigger things here. There's bigger problems that we have than just the playoffs and all. It doesn't matter. There's bigger issues that we have that we need to figure out first. So when we get to the playoffs, when we deserve to make it to the playoffs, we can go far. Not going there and lose to a team that is clearly better than us. So what? We can be back here talking about the Falcons' loss. Say the Saints beat the Buccaneers, we beat the Panthers, and we get into the playoffs, and we get dropped by 40 by some other team, whoever it is. Now we're back on the same couch, right? But we just stayed another week. So what's the difference? We don't get a ring for get into the playoffs. We don't get a banner. It's just the Falcons are in the playoffs. That's it. It doesn't matter. I don't want people to say that Raheem Morris is a playoff coach because we got in. He's not. So we don't deserve to be in here. That's it. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It is Raheem Morris's fault. So he needs to be the reason why we're not here. He already is the reason why we're not here. He's the reason why we have to wait to see if our rivals or if the Buccaneers or our other rivals are going to win or lose. We had control of the NFC South, and he messed it up. So it's time to get him off the team and then worry about making it to the playoffs when we actually deserve it. That's it. But as for Sunday, if we go out there and beat the Panthers, Arthur Blank may just think nothing is wrong. And then we have to go into another full season with Raheem Morris, and I can't physically handle that. Now, you may be saying, oh, well, we could go out there and lose and still have Raheem Morris. That is true as well. That's not a guarantee that Raheem Morris isn't going to go away, but I'm trying to look at the best chances of getting Raheem Morris off this team. That's all I care about. That's literally all I care about. I don't care about anything else. Nothing else really concerns me at this moment. The Falcons are not a playoff team, so we should not be in the playoffs. If we were such a good team, we wouldn't have to fight for this position. We wouldn't have been in the hunt. We wouldn't have fallen apart like we did halfway through the year. If we were a team that deserved to be in the playoffs, we would not be having this conversation right now, but we are. So we have to deal with that. And like I said, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's their fault. But I'm trying to be the one that actually is like thinking about the future of this team. I'd much rather our season end peacefully with a win or a loss to Carolina instead of making it to the playoffs, getting all hyped for the playoffs, having the social media team, Falcons playoffs, here we go, making video packages, wasting all this money, and then for us to go out there and get our ass beat. There's no point. Leave it alone. It's not the end of the world if the Falcons don't make it to the playoffs this year. We have next year. And hopefully we have next year without Raheem Morris. So yes, I do understand Falcons fans not wanting to root for a loss. I understand that completely. But if you think that way, I'm just here to plant this seed in your brain. If the Falcons go out there and destroy the Carolina Panthers, there's a big chance that Raheem Morris is still our head coach. And then we'll have the same conversation next year. I'm trying to look at how the Falcons can improve. If we go out there and beat Carolina and Arthur Blank's like, oh, everything is fine, we're going to be the same team that we were this year. No progression, and we're going to be right here next year having the same conversation. So I'm not, some people aren't going to get it. Some people do get it, but they don't understand. Some people do get it, but they don't understand. They are like comprehending what I'm saying, but in their brain, it doesn't correlate. You feel me? They hear what I'm saying. They understand what I'm trying to convey, but they have a problem with letting it go. You know, sometimes you have to just tank. Sometimes you got to take a dive, and that's what the Falcons are. The Falcons aren't worth anything else, not at this point in the year. So why are we treating them as such? All of this stuff about we shouldn't be rooting for a loss, that's for teams that are worth a damn. This team is not, or at least our coaching staff is not worth a damn. So we don't get that privilege of waiting it out, and we don't have Super Bowl privileges. We don't have good team privileges. We're not a good team, so we have to play this shit like we're not a good team. We have to be realistic with ourselves. So yes, we should be hoping that the Panthers beat us so that someone in the front office can say, oh, we have a problem. Let's fix it. Because if not, we're going to have a real problem. And I don't think you want to have the problem of Raheem Morris just not going anywhere for multiple seasons. I don't think we want to have that problem. And this too, I saw one comment that said that as a Falcons fan, I think he said he'll never, what was it? I should just slip my brain. Oh, he'll never want Bill Belichick to be our head coach. So I don't understand why. Like, what is the beef with Bill Belichick? Why are we supposed to hate Bill Belichick because of the Super Bowl? Is that it? Because I don't. Why would I hate Bill Belichick for winning a football game? Like, there's certain things about this stuff that, like, we have to get rid of as a fan base. You feel me? Why are we mad at Bill Belichick for winning a football game? He wanted to win more than we did. He had more logic than our coaching staff did. What? Doesn't make any freaking sense, bro. That makes no sense. Bill Belichick is a better head coach than we have now. And guess what? He wouldn't have made that decision that Raheem Morris made. So what are we beefing about? This is what I'm saying. The entire basis of the Atlanta Falcons as a whole, fan base and all, has to do a full cleansing. Because there's no way we should be holding beef against Bill Belichick and wanting our team to make it to the playoffs just to get our ass beat. The Falcons do not deserve to play in the playoffs. So we should go out there, obviously play. You know, I'm not saying don't play. But if the Panthers beat us, I'm not going to make a rage video. I'm not. Because I'm going to be happy. Because that means we're one step closer to getting Raheem Morris off of this team. Y'all be safe. God bless, man. I'm out.